This is definitely one you not let go right here on a new day. It is Lifestyle Thursdays. Na pia it is International Reggae Day. So we gotta give you them reggae vibes right here on the show. See what I did there? Unajua niliwasikia nikaona wase vile wanamokre pale hivyo kwa WhatsApp how you're telling me akiwa like a song tu kamoja. So we had to do it for you and I hope you're definitely loving it. I hope you're enjoying the show so far because I definitely am. Karibu sana to the show na naona wase wameshaanza kukama hapa hivi WhatsApp. Naona Judy Piri anakama akisema good to see you girlfriend, good to see you too. Greetings from my village people back in Kanairo. Yani si ni village people. Ni sawa, so waweka Jerusalem reggae ime come through. Nilikuwa naenda kushraba hapo mbaya ningejaibisha. Kuna msemo mwingine anasema the show is lit. Ameweka fire emojis kazi wote. Ashamaliza fire emojis kwa simu yake. But besides the point, being Lifestyle Thursdays, we not only listen to music. We not only give you guys information, we also discuss important issues that are pertinent to societies, things that we go about on a daily basis. And I told you about the story of my friend who, we as the external parties, we as the people who see the relationship from the outside, tunaangalia tunaona this guy keeps on cheating on my friend every single time. Yani, infidelity is him is infidelity. He just keeps on cheating and she just doesn't want to let go of him. So what exactly is the problem? Why don't people let go? These guys are married, but at the end of the day, lazima jamaa kona kampango wa kando hapo hivyo. What is the problem? That's what we're going to be taking a look at today. And of course, I want your take on the conversation. Why don't you interact with me? Why don't you send me these personal stories? 0770-729-366 is my WhatsApp number. You can as well give me a call. I want to hear your beautiful voices. 0115-885-797 is my call number. Msinipigie reverse call, asante. You can also tag me all over social media at Ibru TV Kenya, except for Facebook, which is Ibru TV KE. Let's keep the conversation going. But today I have some very beautiful ladies in studio. You all absolutely love them. And I love them too. Karibuni sana. Mko salama? I'm used to Grace sitting on this side. So that you're very awkward. But it's okay. Change is good. Karibu na mimi. Hata moyoni uko karibu kabisa. I'm super glad to have you in studio. Grace Karaoke is a marriage and family therapist. Karibu sana. How have you been?
I've been well.
I thought I had nice earrings until you came into the studio and just gave me competition.
Kabisa lazima.
Zinakaa poa sana.
Asante.
And you look good kama kawaida.
Thank you, you too.
All right, and Naomi is also here. Naomi Ngugi is a marriage counselor. Karibu sana. Me, the only thing, I wish we could zoom into her shoes because the shoes, I wish I could fit in them because kuna venye tu ningemtoka hizi viatu. Zinakaa amazing. You look beautiful. Karibuni sana. And as I always ask, plans, I say always the plans reggae. I don't know, should I? Are you a reggae fan, by the way?
Not necessarily.
Not really? Okay,
I
sawa.
love the beat though, but I'm not obsessed.
What's your favorite reggae song? Ile yenye ushaisikia?
You know, I don't even have one.
You don't have one?
I love to listen. I will tell you something about me.
Yeah.
I don't remember song names or the artist.
The artist who does
but I know
the
the
song.
beat. And I
So
might remember the words.
For you.
That's for me. It's for the moment. So I'm not one of those people who will. Oh, so and so is in town. We are going to watch him.
Yeah.
But I love music.
Yeah. And what about you, Naomi? What's your favorite genre of music? Maybe ni mziki gani unapenda sana? Which one do you enjoy?
Oh my goodness, it depends with the beats, but reggae is a bit far from the list. It's a bit far from the list, yes, but as long as I can move a bit, then I'm good to go. Yeah, and then I'll learn a bit of the chorus.
I wasn't a reggae fan until I came here, and everyone from the cameraman to my producer to my director, wote ni wase wa reggae. Sahi, nawasikizia reggae na nawachapia reggae massive. But being a slip away from the weekend, it's Thursday. What's in your kitchen this
weekend mi najisikia tu na kauji kenye kamechacha na hii baridi na hivyo
inaweza shika. Ushaikunywa uji hii yenye inapikangwa na unga ya ugali?
No, not
I
really.
will share that recipe. You'll love
Please
it.
do.
What are your... No, she always cooks so well during the weekend. Yani, whenever she talks about food, I always want to be adopted. Like, these are my papers. Tiny. What time? What about you? What are your plans for the weekend?
I'm hoping that the weather will keep behaving like it did today, and then I can at least go out a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, even if it's just a road trip, just breathe some fresh air and have some sun, you know. Yeah, yeah. So I'm hoping that the weather continues like it did today.
Yeah.
Yes.
But July imekuja na baridi. Although it's the sweater weather na pia vile tuko na COVID, this is the time to take care of yourself. This is the time to mask up. This is the time to wear your sweaters and everything. Sijali sisi ni vile tu tuko studio. Lakini tukitoka pale, sweaters kabisa. But now we have a conversation that is, when I looked at it, I was like, what? Hey, inaenda kuwa moto kabisa. The whole aspect of infidelity, the whole aspect of cheating. Not only, we can't just tie it to a relationship, but also in a marriage. What is your definition of cheating or infidelity? Let's put it as infidelity.
Right. Now, men think of infidelity differently from women.
They do.
Yes.
Cheating
ni kila mtu. So what a woman will start calling cheating may not be the same definition with the man she's in the relationship with. So we've got to understand that there are several ways that people cheat in a committed relationship. And first of all, there is emotional cheating. Then there is physical, actual sexual cheating. And then we have financial cheating as well. So if we are going to define what cheating is, it's something that you do when you are in a committed relationship that is not acceptable. You see? So that causes there to be mistrust. That causes your partner to feel betrayed and disrespected and disappointed, and they feel a loss of something that they had come in hoping and believing that that's what they will get. Yeah. So if you look at cheating in that way, then it can be a lot of things. But today we are talking about sexual infidelity and also emotional, because we get married to meet our emotional and sexual needs, you see. And also our social needs, like now, having children and all that. So there are expectations within this relationship that if they are not met, then the person who feels the betrayal and they feel whatever they feel, they will call it something. Now, when it comes to emotional connections, when it comes to sharing the sexual space, then infidelity has come in. And it's important for people to understand that. So for women, if you are babying somebody, you know, the way we do bae on the phones, and you are chatting up people, you are DMing people on Facebook, and you are spending a lot of time with people of the opposite sex, with a part that are not your committed partner. Your committed partner, who is a woman, she will call that cheating. Let's just clear the air that way. So for men, they will say, but there is nothing. There is nothing. I'm not interested in that woman. But then you're spending too much time with that person. I usually say that the way you know this relationship is not good for your committed relationship, that you have a triangle now, is content of what you're sharing with that person, the time of the day that you reach out to that person, and the duration, and also the frequency. Those are the issues that you need to look at, even as you yourself, as a person who is in a committed relationship, so that you ask yourself, am I really actually, connecting with this person much more? Have I crossed a boundary? Because those four things are very important. The duration of the conversations, the time of the day, the content, and also, what did I say? I think I said 3. Yeah?
Yes,
it was duration, time, content that you have with someone of that particular conversation. Now, still sticking there, when it comes to that content, when it comes to that duration in which you're having conversations or spending time with somebody else who's not in the committed relationship that you're in, when it comes to the time in which you're communicating with them, and you've also stated that infidelity can happen whether emotionally or sexually. Just one question before I toss it over to Naomi. Is it considered cheating when it's conscious, where you're aware that you're actually doing it, or is it subconscious, like, I didn't know it was happening?
Right. Again, it goes back to and I think we will delve into that. Both, because it depends on who is calling it cheating. So if I am the one in a committed relationship and it's my partner who is unconsciously just entertaining women, so to me, because it goes beyond a boundary that I expect of my partner, that to me, I'm feeling cheated on.
Yeah.
Him, he may not see it as cheating. But then there is also now, once I bring it to his attention, but then he continues to do it, now he's consciously doing it because he's going to start to hide it from me.
Yeah. I hear of the statement, cheating is a choice. In your perspective, how true is that? And are there actual triggers? Like, I cheated because you were doing this, you were doing that. So is it a me problem who's cheating, or is it out of the influence of the external parties around me, or even the partner that I'm with?
Okay. Cheating can be considered as a choice, considering that you're responsible for your behavior, and your behavior is your choice, actually. Because you can see someone who is attractive, but what you do with that seeing is what matters. Are you going to take that seeing to the next step? The next step could be now engaging them, getting their number, going out with them. You see, all that, it is a choice you made, that when I leave the office, instead of going home, I will go out with this certain other woman or another man who is not my committed partner. So it is a choice that you actually made. But that choice could have been influenced by several factors. Let's say at home, there's a conflict which has not been resolved maybe over time. So it could mean that maybe your conflict resolution mechanism in the home is not proper. So when something arises, you are not talking it out. You are not open enough, both of you, with each other. And so it leaves some gaps in your relationship. Maybe there are needs that are not being met. And instead of now looking for ways of meeting those needs, you go out to look for someone else. That does not solve the problem.
Yeah.
It does not solve the problem, but it could be one of the causes. Or it could just be, some people just have a mentality that everyone is doing it, which is not the case. And so they feel, I need to fit in. You see, other men tell me they have a wife and a girlfriend, so I also need to fit in the club, which is actually not true. It's only about 40% of the marriages which are going through infidelity. So that shows that there's a good number of men and women who are committed in the marriage. So even your choice of friends, as you said, like the external factors, they matter. Are you surrounding yourself with friends or people who value committed relationships, people who value family, people who value marriages?
Yeah.
Or are you hearing the narrative over and over again? Are you seeing people who are cheating on their wives, on their husbands every now and then you feel now the need to also do it, or you think it is the norm, while it is not. Yeah.
You've spoken about the aspect of pressure. Might come from friends, might come from other external parties. Recently, we all had the very, very popular conversation that was happening during the WRC rally in Naivasha, where kila mtu alikuwa anaongelea Naivasha, oh, Subaru boys and everything. But one aspect that clearly came out is the aspect of marriage, where married men were said to be going to Naivasha, and infidelity was the order of the day. But you find that not every single person who was going to Naivasha was actually going for that. People just went to enjoy themselves, which is very important and supports the rally. But now that pressure of the conversations that are being had from everywhere, does it actually lead to infidelity, where you think, this is what everyone is doing?
You're right. What do we call it?
Peer pressure.
Yeah, peer pressure, group mentality, group psychology.
Hard mentality.
Yes.
Thinking as a hard.
So at the end of the day, we do need, you cannot blame, you cannot blame, that.
Yeah.
But it affects people.
Yes.
And then there is the issue of alcohol. Now, alcohol reduces your self-control, your ability to be able to make sure that you're not doing things outside of what is expected of you. There is a question I always ask myself. why not take your committed partner to these places? You know,
That's the same thing I was
so
thinking
because you are
about.
going to, because most people are like, I want to go have fun. I want to go relax. So that mean because you are in a marriage, the mentality is, I cannot take my wife to a place like that and we go have fun. Does it mean that once we get married, fun inaisha? Because before, when we were dating, we used to go for these things together.
Yeah.
We used to go hiking. We used to go driving. But now when I think I need a road trip, I don't think of my spouse.
Yeah.
I think of other friends, or I think of someone else. So there is also that question of, do we have the mentality that once we get married or once we get into a committed relationship, fun is out? You know, you are no longer my fun partner. You see? So there is, I think there is also conditioning, social conditioning, group conditioning, that once you are married, people actually raise eyebrows. If married people who have been married for 10 years, they look like they usually have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
People think.
But what exactly is the problem with that?
Because we have this mentality of, you know, the way we say we settled down. We also say, huyu msee akipata mke
Atatulia.
atatulia. It's that mentality we have, that marriage is not supposed to be fun. Once you get committed, ni pingu za maisha. You see, that
hivyo fun
mentality
imefungiwa.
ni kama you are no longer free, you can't have fun. Marriage is a road towards confining you, you see. But that's not the case.
Yeah. Yeah.
We need to change that mentality.
Yes.
So everybody needs to go, when you go into your the committed relation. The other day, I was talking to a couple, and I said, tell me how it used to be when you were dating, when you met each other and courting and preparing for marriage. And they started laughing. They remembered the things they used to do. Then I said, why are you not doing them now? Precious za watoto, sijui kuna nini. So the things that our life becomes about responsibility, about what we are supposed to do. And we forget that we need to rekindle our love relationship. That is what is going to keep us continuing to grow this relationship, so that we are not dealing with the issues of going outside of the marriage. And especially for us women, let me just say, holla at women and say, let's do what? Let's learn to remember that our men are adventurous. They are. And we need to have these conversations with them about adventure and what they want to do. If they tell you that si leo tu sneak, watoto wamelala, si tu sneak tuende kwa kamotel pale, go! It's about your relation. It will spice it up. Lakini nafikiri what happens again, even for us women, once, si kuna ile kitu tunasema, once you get married, you stop making yourself up, na unavanga kale ile stocking ile ya kitambo, you no longer are the sexy woman that you used to be. So and we are not saying that it is the problem of women. I think it's the problem of how we view committed relationships, because that's what happens. Even when you are not married, but the moment you move in together, because these days that's what the younger generation are doing. Unajua kitambo siku zetu, going steady meant that you have agreed to date. Nyinyi siku hizi, the younger generation, you know, the bigger mentality is to show that we are steady, we move in together. So when we move in together, we no longer go out like we used to do.
Okay, and we'll be coming back to that. Let me know if you think that is true. Do we as the young generation actually take commitment in that perspective? 07707293666 is our WhatsApp number. You can as well call us live via 0115885797, hashtag NewDayKE. Across all social media platforms is at Ibru TV Kenya, except for Facebook, which is Ibru TV KE. We need to take a short commercial break, but when we come back, it's about to get even hotter, so sit right and sit tight for that. Welcome back to the show. This is New Day. It is Lifestyle Thursdays right here on Ibra TV. My name is Aziza Hashim. Now, before tuende kwako ka break, we're having a very heated conversation about cheating, infidelity in a committed relationship or even a marriage. Tukaambia angawa se wanaivasha and all of that shebang, what went down, and the actual reasonable outlook to look at different situations. But now, tumongelea hii aspect ya pombe. When we always hear of the excuse that, you know, it wasn't me, it was the alcohol, it was by mistake. Is it always by mistake that you cheat on someone or infidelity happens? Or does alcohol just accelerate what has always been in your mind na inakusaidia tu kuonyesha out in the open? What is the real truth? Because personally, I don't take alcohol, so I don't know. Yes, Naomi.
You see, when you actually make a choice to go to the club and to take the alcohol, it is you who has made the choice. You take the first bottle, the second bottle, you can feel the effect of the alcohol in your body. And you still continue. You still continue taking alcohol. You can't blame alcohol. Alcohol is just like money or a phone. You can't watch porn and blame your phone. You see, it is a choice that you make. And then what happens now when you take alcohol, your reasoning capacity, it will go down. It will go down, and then your guards will also go down. And so you'll find that you will make decisions that you shouldn't have made. You will find yourself sleeping, someone who even would not be attractive when you're sober, you will find them attractive at that point. And you will find yourself having even a casual, you know, casual sex with someone, you know, just who is nearby now at that time, because you are not reasoning, your reasoning capacity has been inhibited by the alcohol that you take. But then you can't blame the alcohol. You can go out with your wife. You know, you can go out with your wife, you can go out with your partner. If you want to take alcohol, go out with your partner and take all the alcohol you want. You know you'll be safe, you will get home safe, and you're not going to indulge in something that you're going to regret later. And when you see someone blaming alcohol, then it means that they're not ready to take responsibility for their actions. It means that they want to hide under the alcohol, but it is not the case. So it means that they know what they're doing. But in fact, there are some people who, they wouldn't do it when they are sober. They wouldn't do it. They need something to, you know, to make them forget that what they are doing is wrong. So it means that they know it is wrong. But because they want to do it, they would rather, even like, it's like they even want to escape from themselves as they are doing it. And so they use alcohol, which is not the case. So when you see someone blaming alcohol for the infidelity, that should tell you that that person is not ready to maintain fidelity in your committed relationship. Yeah.
So when Shaggy said it wasn't me, this doesn't apply here. It was you who took the alcohol. But now, a very good friend of mine, Naito Moses, I mean, he took me a text up when we were on a break, and he was asking, now, you want to tell me that I'm still, you remember when you were talking about the aspect of still spicing up your relationship, reigniting that flame that has always been there at the beginning, doing the things you used to do when you were at the peak of your relationship. So he was like, sasa, unataka kuniambia mimi natoka job 11, alafu kisha nikam sasa, nikungoje, or we're still meant to do the things that we were doing before the relationship. Well, this is the time I've come back from work. This is the situation at hand. What am I meant to do?
So what is, I'm trying to understand what the question is.
Yeah, so he's like, in a situation where it is not favorable for you to do the things you used to do. Let's say we used to hang out together, we used to eat dinner together at like 7 p.m. Alafu sana kuja 11, which is almost midnight, and maybe you also have a job. How do we then adapt to ensuring that our relationship is still on and going?
Oh yeah, because again, we have to understand this, that every relationship has seasons, and we have processes, and we have transitions and adaptations. So that is a very simple. So tunaendanga job, we leave the house in the morning. Maybe because you come at 11, you don't go to work so early. So we can agree that what we need to agree is we need to adapt to what we have now. The goal is to keep our relationship vital, to keep it thriving. So what are we going to do? So it's a problem-solving situation. So we sit down and we say, Maze, I miss the way we used to spend time. So we can't do exactly what we used to do. But what that which we used to do used to make us feel, we can recreate that. So if I cannot, Corona ilikuja ikatufundisha about adaptability. So we cannot go to the park, we cannot go to church. So what did we do?
We adapted.
We improvised. So that is what, because this is the thing. Another mentality that we need to end in marriages and in this thing is the whole thing of Cinderella story. And they lived forever happily after. That is what we do. We work and we make you feel good about us and we love bomb you and everything. And then we get married and happily ever after tunakunja mikono na tunaendelea kuishi. That thing is gonna die. It's dull. So you need to understand that you need to continue to work on your relationship. We always say, when you are dating, it's your emotions that drive the actions. When you are married, it is the actions that will create the emotions. So that's when love, agape love, comes in. The love that we read in the Holy Scriptures about love is kind, love is, it doesn't keep a record of wrong, da 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 da. That's the love that is called marital love. It's the one where you are working on it every day. So your friend Moses, mwambie hivi, Mose, si unakunyanga nyumbani 11 o'clock. During the day, kuna siku unaweza mchukua bei wako, mpeleke lunch, pengine uko na break kazini, hata si lunch break, it is that time. Ama siku hizi tufanye video calls. Mazee, hebu nikuone tu. Let me tell you something, Aziza. To connect with your wife or your husband, you don't need more than 10 minutes. No. Because it's about connection. Once I connect with, I remember when we were dating. Now I don't have those kind of, zile flatterings are evil. I remember, yani tukikutana tu na date wangu, wakati tu tumekaa chini tuangaliane hivyo. And I see that his eyes have seen my soul. I'm good. The rest of the evening, it's not even about the food, it's about connect. So when you are married or you are in that committed relationship, allow yourself 10 minutes every day to eyeball each other. That looking into the soul, kuna kitu inafanyikanga tu unaona, huyu mtu ameniona. You intimacy, into me, you have seen. Unaona? Bas, that's enough. Even if you don't say anything. Ama kuna ile, the way that you hug me, the way that my skin and your skin, they touch, there is something that happens. So it is no longer a chore for me to look for you. It's not about doing as much as being, you see. So that is what we need to be thinking about. See, kitu ya squeezy, you don't bring me flowers, you don't, no. Hizo dakika 5, saa hizo mzee ameingia 11 o'clock na ukamsikia ukaamka. Take those minutes and just eyeball each other. And then umwambie, babe, I'm glad you're home. Lakini usunajua, I have to be up by 7 in the morning.
Tuko poa.
And then Moses ukiingia kwa bed, hold that woman, hold her while she sleeps. Musikie, so that you connect in a deeper way. Lakini siku hizi sasa tuko na mahasira, resentments, and we can't connect. Mpango wa Kando kwani ni nini anakupeaga yenye bibi yako hawezi kukupea? It's that mentality we start with. Once you get married, it's no more fun. And then tunafikiria, I cannot even spice it up here. Kwa sababu to resentment tumeingia twingi. And that is why I'm going to say that before you get married, get premarital counseling. After you get married, 6 months after your wedding, visit a marriage counselor. Do a scorecard. Ebu tell us, talk to us, we see how we are doing.
When it comes to that aspect of Mpango Kando, why exactly people say Mpango Kando? And most stories that I hear, because I've not experienced this, is the feeling of not being enough. The feeling of being the second option once there's somebody else involved in the relationship, once you're outsourcing certain services from somebody else who's necessarily not your main source of all those services you were seeking, from caring to love to all of that. That feeling that's there Could you talk about that, Naomi?
That feeling is, you mean now the wife is the one who's feeling the
Yeah.
second option. Yeah. That feeling can come in because of mainly 4 issues. Number 1 is contempt. When your partner starts to treat you with contempt, you know, when they start telling you now you are old, you're now unattractive, you now have children, when mama, you know, stay in the house, you know, and they start treating you with contempt. They don't value you anymore. They don't appreciate you anymore. You know, you don't feel secure in them anymore because of the way they are treating you. Then you start feeling, you know, every person has that need of feeling valued, feeling secure, feeling loved. And now this is the person who had really loved you, you know, you even committed to them, and then they start treating you with contempt. I mean, you really feel you are the second option, and it can really affect even your low self-esteem. And another thing is also the defensiveness. When you catch this person, you have seen the text, you have seen even videos, you have seen, you know, M-Pesa messages, you have the evidence, and then this person puts up a defense. You know, and that defense is actually to show you how bad you are, and you are actually the cause of what they are doing. You know, and they're not ready to work on their behavior. Actually, some of them are even sorry that they got caught. He's not sorry because of what he did. He is sorry because he got caught. And of course, that leaves you very, very confused. Maybe this is a person maybe you've been in this marriage for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. You have children, you have investments, because marriage is work. You invested your emotions, your time, your finances, and then someone just shows you like, in fact, if you want to go, you can go.
Just go.
You know, that leaves you very, very confused. And that defensiveness is a marriage killer. It is such a marriage killer, because it means that if this person is defensive, you can't talk to them. They already don't see anything wrong. So they don't see anything to adjust. And then criticism. If you keep on criticizing someone, you're always criticizing them, because there's a way you correct someone in a marriage setup. You envelope your correction between 2 positives. You can say you are, you know, I like the way you're a good mom, you look at our children, I'm happy the way you do it. But I feel like of late you have been shouting too much at this child. You can work on that, but yeah, but I love the way you really sacrifice for this marriage. So that person will take that that negative thing that they need to work on positively, because you have enveloped it between 2 positives. But when you are like, what kind of a person are you? You know, when you're always criticizing someone and putting them down, and at the same time you're treating them with contempt, then this person starts feeling, yeah, I think there's someone who has now taken my place. Because what happens when someone has a Mpango wa Kando is the madharau for the main woman, inaenda juu. You know, they start saying that's when the food is bad, that's when the house is dirty, that's when the clothes are not well ironed. I mean, their whole mind is all on this other person. And also because they don't want to spend time at home, and they don't want to be followed, you know, they don't want to, that conversation that they used to have, they don't want to spend time with the wife. So they would rather even continue pushing her away with too much criticism and negativity, so that they can kind of be set free to go to the Mpango. And so the woman now starts feeling, I think this, I'm now becoming secondary. I am now becoming the second option. Some of them, they'll just do the financial bit, the financial contribution, and then they leave. So you're left with an emotional emptiness. And you are totally lost, because you are not in the marriage for the children. Actually, children are not part of a marriage. Children are a product of the marriage. So you can't say that you are in the marriage because of the children. The children will come and go. It is a phase there's a phase where they will come and they will leave. And at the end of the day, you two will be left, because the marriage is for you two. The marriage is not for the children. And so you can't say that you have paid school fees, you have done everything, financial
So
contribution, and so that's it. No. Marriage is the relationship between you two minus the children.
We always say that when you have a family, you have 3 relationships in that. So you have the couple relationship, and then you have the the parent relationship,
Yeah.
and then you have now the family.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
see, so this is the couple relationship. It's really the
The
foundation.
yes.
But now what happens once the children come? We work on the middle, and we forget
The
the
foundation.
foundation,
Yeah.
and eventually that causes a lot of problems.
Yes.
And I like what you said about when the woman begins to feel, or whoever it is being cheated on, they begin to feel a loss of what do we call it? Personal value.
Yes.
Because the man, he needs to feel appreciated, while the woman needs to feel valued.
Yeah.
So even women, they need to hear us that when you are criticizing your man a lot,
Yeah.
you create an atmosphere, and you create a space in your home where there is no peace. Men, they need three things. First and foremost, sexual fulfillment. They also need to feel validated and affirmed. That's what they call respect and love. And they also need to know that they have a safe and good home, a comfortable place, so that when he comes from work, anakuja kija yake, anasikia ako sawa. But lakini kama akiingia tu hivi, mtoto hana. So all of us, we need to learn how to be in the relationship. So the men are creating a safe relationship for their wives not to criticize them, and the women are creating a safe environment for their husband not to take away the feeling of being cherished. Because women need to feel cherished, they need to connect emotionally through conversations, and they need to feel secure. And this security is first of all physical, and second of all financial, and third of all emotional. So we need to understand that, because now infidelity takes away all of those. So when a woman goes and cheats on her husband, she takes away the sexual fulfillment from him, she takes away the respect and the feeling of validation and affirmation, and she takes away the safe home and the good home. When a man goes and has an affair outside of the marriage, he takes away the feeling of cherishness, the value, and also the security of the woman.
Yeah.
So mumembaki wawili, you are in a shell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see, so this relationship causes a lot of pain. Now, can I say something else? Apart from now the struggles in the relationship, like what you talked about, there are other issues we need to talk about why people cheat. And number one is mental health. People who have addictions. So when I was a young man, I was introduced to pornography, masturbation, having sex with women here and there. So I never developed a healthy sexuality. So when I see a woman, I see a sexual person. Those are the people who when you are walking around, they are looking at your butt, they are undressing you as you walk away. That is not going to be taken away because I'm in a committed relationship, because that's as a belief system, and it's a mindset. So when I see Naomi, I only see her as the person the things I can do with her. You see, women who are very early again introduced to sex, whether it was sexual abuse, whether it was lesbianism very early, all those things. So the dopamine that is triggered by these good feelings, that when you touch me, I feel, the brain becomes addicted to these high levels of dopamine. So that now when you get into a committed relationship, always itosheka. That is why we are having men and women who have wives and husbands, but either before or after their physical sexual, they have to go to the bathroom and do their other thing. You see? And it is so humiliating for the person who is there. There is a lady I worked with a long time ago, and she could not get over the fact that whenever she used to wonder, why does my husband go to the bathroom and stay for so long? And she found out he watches porn. And she realized, oh my goodness, he does that before he comes to bed. You see? So she said, I feel like I am fighting I'm in competition with another woman who is not a woman it is that thing that he watches. And she said, I don't know how to fight for that or with that. And so we do need to understand, even though we think that porn and this phone sex and whatever people say, but I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm not sleeping with them. We need to understand it takes away the very thing that puts people together, which is trust and value. Because when especially this thing of you are watching pornography and I am here, you know, it's almost like, gosh, you have just made me feel absolutely useless.
Yes.
So if anybody is listening to us, you are a man or a woman and you struggle with pornography, masturbation, and other sexual vices, you can't stay away. If your husband is gone for a day, you are already chatting up men. At night when he's not there, you are busy chatting. Ama umeamuka, pengine leo hajisikii kukuguza, and so you can't sleep because your dopamine levels, they have been triggered because of continuous repetition of watching something that triggers your brain so much. Because then pornography is not real. Nobody will ever be able to do the things that you see there. So you cannot recreate that physically.
Yes.
So now what happens is your brain is now addicted. So that is one of the reasons why people...
Now, as we take a look at the reasons, there are obviously peer repercussions when it comes to infidelity, when it comes to cheating. We've heard of a lot of cases, especially of even people being killed in the process. So a lot of people are losing their lives. Recently, during this whole week, we've heard of the whole shenanigans. There's someone who went to the other person's house, the first wife's house and the second wife's house, wakaanza argue all over the place, fighting, causing chaos. And these are very popular people on social media. Now this repercussions, or what is taken away from the relationship, that aspect of peace, because you find for these two people who are fighting, there were children involved, where the first wife had children, but now all they see is that violence, all they see is that fighting. We've had of very popular names, big names in the country, of being involved with maybe a Mpango, a Kando, and then someone dies in the process. So can you speak about these repercussions and how they can be avoided, and what exactly leads to that state, mpaka imefikia too much to that extent? Is it really worth it?
Wow, the repercussions of cheating and infidelity, they are actually dire, and they are very, very dangerous, because first of all, let me talk about the repercussions to the children. The children also, they feel betrayed. Apart from the spouse feeling betrayed, even the children, they feel betrayed. They feel, is there anything that we did that, you know, could have made our dad to go away, our mom to go away? Because remember, infidelity takes a lot of time. It takes a lot. The person who is doing it will be away from home most of the times. So you can imagine this person who is working, after work or whatever they do, instead of now coming home, they go to the other partner. So you find that the children are left wondering, is it that we did something wrong? You know, they feel so insecure as well, because children will get their security from their parents, from the home setup where they are being brought up. So they feel so insecure, they feel betrayed. They wonder, is there anything we can do to bring our mommy back, our dad back? Or sometimes they feel burdened to take care of the betrayed partner. So you see, they are caught up in emotional distress that they shouldn't have been. You see, because they feel this is happening to our mom or to our dad. What can we do? They feel like they need to support this parent. And so this messes up their childhood. Instead of being out there enjoying their childhood, they are being given some responsibilities, even if it's just emotional responsibilities, that they shouldn't even, they shouldn't even be given such things. And this, of course, will affect their performance. It will affect how they will do their relationships in the future. In fact, you find that most of the people who cheat, especially like men, it is something that was modeled to them. You find that most of them come from homes where even their fathers were cheating. They saw their fathers cheating, their uncles, their male relatives, and it was normalized. You see, so when you do that, because children learn by modeling, children will learn by imitating you as the parent. So those are some of the repercussions that will happen to the children. They will also learn mistrust. Remember, a child is exposed to the world through the home. They know the world through the home that they are brought up in. And the home that is supposed to be a place of trust, a place of safety, this is where now they find mistrust. You can imagine when a child finds a condom in the father's vehicle, what comes to mind? You know, they already feel, if I can't trust my father, I mean, then it means, then I can't trust other people out there. So they grew up with a lot of mistrust, and that affects their relationships in the future because they can't trust other people. And them themselves, they also can't be trustworthy because they learned that if my mother has been in this marriage for this long, then it means that it's okay, I can do it in the future. If it is the girl, what are you teaching that girl? You know, you are teaching her that you can, this is okay, this is something that you can tolerate, which is not the case. And of course, now there's the issue of STDs. It is so sad that the rate of HIV infection is higher in marriage. It is so sad, you know, while this is where you're supposed to get your sexual fulfillment and at least feel safe because you know your partner, this is someone you've committed your life to. Yet this is the place that you are going to get infected. It is so sad. And actually it is such a high number of people who are being infected. And this is where we say, if you know your partner is having sexual affairs out there, take responsibility and protect yourself. Because you cannot say that you who is faithful, you can't make choices for your unfaithful partner. You can't, yes, there are things that you can work on in the marriage to try and affair-proof it. But at the end of the day, it is your partner's choice to maintain fidelity. Some of these people are addicted to sex, as Grace has said. So it is something that the person must make a decision to work on themselves.
Yeah, and
you know,
talking about that, because time is not on our side, we need to talk to the ladies and the gentlemen who are watching in right now, because cheating is not only one-sided at the end of the day. Why do people still stick onto their partners who have proven to be habitual cheaters? This person keeps on repeating every time. I told you about the story of my friend Mwenye. Ako kwa marriage, every single time, everybody knows that this guy is cheating all over the place, but still she sticks there. Why do you do that?
Well, number one is social conditioning. So the people, when people stay in marriages, is because nobody gets into a marriage to get a divorce. So there is a goal. The reason why I got married is because I want a committed relationship. Nimetoka ku date. So I'm coming, I want to settle down and I want to build. So when we come into a marriage, that's our goal. So when we start having somebody moving outside of the relationship, I have already, number one, this is my goal to stay married. So one of the things we tell ourselves is, mi sijisikii kuanza tena. So I don't want to start all over again. Number two, there is the issue of I have failed. So, and especially for women, because we all know in our Kikuyu custom, we say that the home is built by the wife. You know, the husband creates an opportunity for you and you build the home. So I will stay as long as there is hope, as long as I have a bit of hope that things are going to change. I will stay, I will make a lot of noise, I will make demands and all that. But I am thinking about the investment that I have already made, and I'm also thinking about the messiness of walking away. So walking away means that I will have to change my life. I have to create another life. Because in the beginning when I came into the marriage, you were my end. So now, if I have to walk away, I have to create another reality. And that sometimes can be a hindrance to walking away. There is also the issue of, it depends
Maybe
also.
in brief summary, we have 1 minute to get out of
Okay.
the studio.
So the other thing is personal. So do you have a dependence, a codependent personality? So you feel like if I leave this person, I can't survive.
All right, thank you very much. I'm so sorry I couldn't even give you time for closing remarks. So we need to, I can give you 30 seconds. Real quick, just your closing remarks as you look at the person back at home who's watching you.
If you're going through infidelity, count your losses, make your choices wisely. With every choice, there's a losing and there's a gaining. So if you want to make a proper decision, if your partner is undergoing infidelity, especially serial partner, then consider many factors and then make the right choice. But above all, please protect yourself. Protect yourself.
All right, you've heard. Thank you very much, ladies. Always fantastic to have you on the show. And I'm so glad that you all finally met after just seeing each other on social media. But to see you back at home and to appreciate you for watching the show from the beginning to the very end. Quick comments. Hi, Ibra TV. I'm MC Lion, now watching live New Day, Lifestyle Thursdays. Voice of Colette, thank you so much. Very brilliant panelists today. We are just taking notes. That is Judy. Kuna msemo mwingine anasema show leo iko bie mbaya. Thank you so much for watching us from the beginning to the very end. Tunashukuru sana sana sana. Be sure to join me tomorrow as well for Feel Good Friday. It's about to get hot. From me, your girl Aziza Hashim. Nataka kuwawish a fantastic day ahead. Na kwa wasiwa reggae. You all know the drill. Yani bakata, yani sijui. You all know the drill. Happy International Reggae Day. Have yourself a lovely day ahead.